Do you think that's like a solid thing to do? I understand that you don't want to break things apart after such a long time and after knowing these people in and out, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you, because nobody in this world cares for you as much as you. How you guys doing? Having a great night or a great day, depending on where you're from. I hope you guys have been doing well. Flex for the camera, no thank you. We have a special guest called Zine. He's been waiting for the NPCR for like 2 weeks. I've seen him on Discord. So I'm gonna bring him over as the first guest and let's see how it goes.
Hello.
How you doing, Zine?
I'm doing decent, how are you?
Good, you've been sitting in the voice chat for like 2 weeks. Or like a week.
Yeah, I have.
I hope you at least came with prepared questions.
Oh yeah. It's probably advice that you've heard. It's probably something that you've heard like so many times, and I need some advice for my duo, which is my nephew.
Okay.
Basically, I think he's a very good player. By the way, I'm in Diamond right now, and my nephew is in Plat, and I think he's a very good player. But I think what's holding him back is his mentality. So I'll give you some examples.
Right.
When he dies, he'll blame his healers for not healing him. Maybe our tank goes negative KD, and then he blames a tank for the loss, that sort of thing. Right. I used to fall in that bad habit a lot, but I just think if I fall into that bad habit, I'm not going to improve my own individual skill. You're right, and you're absolutely correct. So this is what I've came to ask you. What advice can you give to me that I can pass on to my nephew so he can improve his kind of like what I've just said? The first thing I would like to ask, what have you done so far? What have I done so far? Like, what do you mean? Like, did you talk to him? Did you explain to him the concept of not doing so? I'm not really good at explaining awkward. Yeah. Okay, so when you're sitting in a game with him and you guys are dueling and he dies and he says, "Oh my god, my support is bad, he's not healing." Do you say anything? Yeah. I honestly don't really know what to say, to be honest with you. So you just say nothing? Yeah, I don't really say anything, no. Well, that's a part of the problem, right? I think it's important, like he's your nephew. You guys are family, you know? You should be close. Yeah, I am very close to him. So you should be probably one of the first in line to tell him things as they are. Because, you know, at the end of the day, the truth might sometimes sound harsh, but I can't really see why that's so harsh, saying, yeah, it's not their fault. But, you know, the truth might sound harsh, but it's for the better of the person, you know? You're going to get him to be better overall. So why would you keep quiet and let him just kind of sink into his own demise? You know, it's a big word, but get what I'm saying? Yeah, I get what you're saying. I should probably do that more. There's just something else I want to mention. He also mentions that even pro players, like I'll give you an example. You know, Kran. He says that even like players like him blame teammates. So why can't I blame teammates as well? You know, that's a fair point. And you want to know the answer to that question? Yes. Is when you hit rank 1 many times, you get the benefit of calling other people's bad compared to you. So until your nephew is actually a very good player on top of the leaderboard, he can't call other people bad. It's that simple. Now, do I think that top players should call other people bad? No. And I think that people like he mentions that are streamers are sometimes saying things just for content, you know, just for reaction. Because if they would not say anything, they would probably be quiet, and that's not very entertaining, right? Yeah. So that's the answer. So once you're good, you get to criticize other people. When you're on the come up, you don't get to criticize anybody because you have too much to learn. So to answer your question, just say things as they are, Zine, man. Like the problem is, it's not what to say. It's the simple fact that you're not saying anything. Right. So he blames his supports. You say, hey, listen, you know, I love you. I enjoy playing with you, man. But it's not the supports. You just messed up the positioning. You're too far forward. You're standing in open space. That's the problem. Right. Okay, so I should give him like feedback. Yeah, just say it as it is, man. You don't have to kind of sugarcoat it around. Like, it can be one simple face. Like, he says, oh, man, supports didn't help me. Just say, no, it wasn't the supports. You were just too far forward. All right. Well, thanks very much, Orca. That's all I came to ask. Of course, Ian, man. You have a good one. You too. What's up, Angry Italian?
Hello. Can you hear me good?
Yes.
I had some questions about gameplay, and it sort of connects to the real world, IRL.
Okay.
So my question for you is, my friends call me addicted to the game, but I have a history of sort of, when I do exercise, I dedicate myself to getting into it. So I train a lot of technique, and I try to figure out as much as I can with everything.
Okay.
And that connects to the game. Like, I watch the videos online, and I just joined Rank Up Academy, and they call me a loser for dedicating myself to sort of like the game.
I have a question. If you were decide, let's say that you, instead of playing Overwatch and joining Rank Up Academy, whatever, you decide to, I want to commit to learning how to play the piano.
Yeah.
And you say, hey guys, I got a private tutor once a week or twice a week. He's gonna show up, and you know, piano tutors are not cheap, man. I mean, I don't know where you live, but probably, let's say, I would say they're at least like $60-$70 a lesson for an hour.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So you probably pay like $140 a week, which comes up to easily close to $500 a month just to learn how to play the piano recreationally, of course. Will they still call you a loser?
Yeah, no, that's the point. They called me a loser because I did this for gaming. I talked to them and said, I want to be better at the game, and I want to join Rank Up Academy. And they say, what the you're a loser, exactly. And have them like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Loser is a big word, but you have to ask yourself. The thing is, I would also call you a loser, but not because you necessarily play video games. It depends on what other things that you do. Like if you have like like you got your together, you have a stable job, you know, you're physically active, you're making money, or like other things are going on for you in your life, and your hobby is playing video games. Then yeah, sure, you're a cool dude, you know.
Yeah, okay. So the point is, they are home, stay at home. They do nothing with their lives. And I work. I just finished my exams. I'm done with school now. So in the fall, I'm going to work. They do nothing, and I work, and I do everything I can. So, like, I don't understand why they are calling me loser. I don't feel like I'm a loser.
Because misery likes company, man. Like they don't. When you're doing things that you enjoy and you want to be better at, and they don't do anything, it just kind of, you know, they have to say something to cope, right? Like that's just the way it works.
Company, yeah.
But my question runs even deeper than that. So your friends call you a loser when they don't do anything themselves. It's okay to call your friends losers if they genuinely believe you're a loser, but I think that in order for them to say something, I think they would probably have to be in a better position, you know.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example, right? Let's say I really into working out. I work out a lot. I take care of my health, my physical shape, and I see my friend is just like, you know, doing nothing, eating Doritos at home, right? I could say, yeah, bro, like you're a loser, man. Let's go to the gym. But in order for me to say that, I have to be in a better position myself. Okay, it's difficult for me to call anybody else a loser when I'm a loser, right? At the end of the day, we have limited time in a day. We have to choose. We have to choose things that are going to benefit us. Now, a lot of players will tell you, don't play video games. Like, don't even do anything. Just focus on the grind. Said blah blah blah. Right? Well, if you take that route, whatever, it's your choice. But at the end of the day, we have to do things for our soul and mind to make ourselves at ease. That's why a lot of people play video games. You know, they're like, oh man, I'm just taking my mind off of things for an hour or two. But I don't play video games to take my mind an hour or two of video games because it helps me remain competitive. I like the competitive aspect. That's why I've always been playing competitive games through my entire life. I never sat there playing single player games, playing Sims. I like competitive. It makes me a more competitive person, makes me a better learner, and a bunch of stuff. But the reason why I grind a lot of hours is because I want to be a professional player. If I had no aspirations of being a professional player, I'd probably not spend more than 3 hours at a time playing video games. I'm going to be honest with you. And the thing is, as I always say, everything starts with mentality. And that's why Rank Up Academy has such a lovely community, right? You've probably seen the posts with people like, oh, I got this new card, I got this promotion, I got this and that. You probably see it in Rank Up Academy, right? And it's awesome because it inspires other people to do so. Like, just because you play video games doesn't make you a loser. If you use the mindset, like the learning mindset, you can apply it everywhere. And here and there, you know, if you have a couple hours, boom, you play, you rank up, make you feel good about yourself. Don't let your hobbies consume you, Italian, man.
Going forward, I'm going to make more quality of the time I spend on Overwatch.
Yeah.
And I'll do other things like going on a hike or exercising or talking to my friends.
Hey, man, we're going to hold you accountable. Just talk, just share it in the chats of Rank Up Academy. We want to see it.
I will.
We want to see it, brother.
Thank you for the chat, and have a lovely evening.
You too. Yo, what's up, Daiko Black? How you doing?
Hey, how are you doing today?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. So pretty much what I was going to ask you today was, I saw your videos on Twitter,
Twitter,
and
yeah.
I see that you do boxing, right?
Recreationally, yeah. At this point in time, yeah.
Recreationally. All right. Because me, myself, I do training and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was considering starting with boxing, you know, self-defense and everything.
Yeah.
And I have a friend who is a amateur boxer. So I came to him, I'm like, yo, dude, I'm good at training. I have good force and stuff. You think boxing is good? It's like, dude, you have to be born with boxing. So, you know, he says it's like a skill. It's like as a salesman.
Okay.
If you're not born as a salesman, you cannot be a good salesman. If you don't have that skills, you cannot be good at that skill. So I'm like, does that even make sense? It's like,
no.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, if you train hard enough and long enough for something, you'll get it eventually. It's not something about you're born with it, or you get good without exercising it. He's like, no, dude, you have to have that, or you never be good. So I'm like,
I have a theory.
How does that make sense?
I have a theory, bro.
I'm coming to you.
Yeah, I have a theory. My theory, you know what I think? I think that how long have your friend has been training for?
It's been like a year now.
A year? You know what I think? I think that he sucks after a year, and he doesn't want you to train to realize how bad he is. That probably after 2 months of training, you're gonna kick his. That's my theory.
That's exactly what I was telling him. He's like, he's always says, I'm getting better than you. Even though you train 100%, I'll do 110. I'm like, dude, I than you, but he's like, he got that ego thing, you know?
Yeah, that's what I think,
pretty
bro.
much what pisses me off is like, his friend, I work with him, right?
Yeah.
And the manager is also one of his oldest friends. And what these guys are pretty much telling me is like, if, for example, we do sales, it's like someone who isn't born to be a salesman will never be a salesman, you know? They have that mentality, and they always put me down, you know, like, they always tells me, dude, don't even bother yourself. You cannot try because you'll never succeed in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, like, all of you guys are sharing your stories with your friends. What kind of friends you have, guys? Like, what is going on here?
Dude, honestly, I was just asking him for advice. Honestly, I wasn't even, he's not an actual friend. It's like more a colleague, pretty much.
So listen,
Yeah.
Daiko, what you should do, fuck this guy, go to training, okay? Train for like 2-3 months. Tell him, hey, bro, I've been learning. You want to spar? And then fucking kick his ass. Because I promise you, he fucking sucks. And how do I know that? Actually, I was in Miami about a week ago, right?
Yep.
And in Miami, I went to this gym. It's mostly a boxing gym, but it's also like a regular gym. And I hung around pro boxers, pro MMA fighters. Basically, I hung around pro fighters and pro coaches. Not a single person. By the way, I sparred with some of them, right? Not a single pro fighter or pro coach who told me, yeah, bro, it's something you're born with. All of them, they said the same thing. Yeah, bro, you really, like, it's awesome to see you. It's good that you're like into this, you know. We want more people in the sport. You really should put in more effort. You should spar more. You should do this more. They encourage you to actually participate in the sport, even though they were like 15 times as good as I am. They never made me feel like they're bringing me down. They always rise me up. Like every time that I took a break. Yeah, you know, like be ready to get up. Be ready to get up. They motivate you. And these are pro fighters, man. They have all the legitimacy to tell me that I suck, but they didn't. The only people who tell you that you probably like not suck, but they don't want to encourage you to be better are people who are not doing good themselves, and they don't want to see you do better. That's just what that's what I think. I think that your friend just sucks at boxing and he's been doing it for a year.
Honestly, I believe the same. He has good, I'm gonna be honest, he has good, like, he can dodge and stuff. So he got good defense, but in attack, I let him attack me time to time. I like feel he doesn't have the grip and the force in his hand. So I'm like, I told him, dude, I could beat you if I had the skills and stuff. But you're a guy that always goes back. I'm like, dude, come forward, stop going backward, you know? He's like a guy that does all around and just dodges until you get tired enough so he can beat you, you know?
Yeah, so my friend, go sign up to the boxing gym and enjoy your time. It's a great
That's
thing.
exactly what I did. I'm starting next week. So yeah.
Nice, sure. You're sharing this Discord. Send us some updates, man. Next week, send us the first photo.
Yeah, send
that one. I want to see it, brother. You have a great one, Daiko. It's been great speaking to you, and I'm excited for your journey, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Can you tell me what your nickname is before we begin? Because I can't see your nickname.
Oh yeah. Sorry. My name is Game Machine YouTube. And if you by you can call me Abdi.
Abdi?
Yeah.
Ante Arabe? All right. What do you want to talk about today, man?
First question I have for you is 5v5 I want to hear your thoughts on it. Do you care about it? Do you not really care about it? What are your thoughts on it overall?
Yeah, for once, I can say that I do care about it. I have a video on my YouTube channel, an old one from Overwatch 1 called "How to Fix Overwatch." And the first thing that I suggest is the game needs to become 5-on-5. That's before Overwatch 2 came out. I think that's before even Overwatch 2 was announced. I don't remember, but yeah. And shortly after that video, 5v5 was announced. I've always been a big advocate of 5v5. I'm not a 6v6er whatsoever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like 5v5. I'm one of the first people who said that it needs to be in 5-on-5. Anybody, just go to my YouTube channel, watch the old video. The first thing that I say, make this game 5v5 for the love of God.
Can you tell me what do you enjoy about 5v5 so much that you enjoy it?
So the big reason is 6v6, especially with the new heroes coming out, like in a bunch of shields and a bunch of that and a bunch of abilities. It's just too much stuff on the screen. If you guys have played Overwatch 1, you probably would know like what is Orisa, Sigma, 2 shields. You pick Symmetra. There's a giant wall in the middle. There's just too much stuff going on. And now what happens is two things. That one, it becomes very eye-cluttering to play. And more importantly, nobody wants to watch that. Have you noticed that nobody wants to watch Overwatch on Twitch?
I mean, yeah.
Now, to be fair, nobody watches 5v5 as well, but I think there's more viewership in 5v5 compared to 6v6 in general. I could be wrong on that one, but I think that just visually, especially pro play, it was just... I was a pro player, and it was really hard for me to understand what was going on half the time. So I can't imagine what a casual player felt like watching this thing.
Yeah, me personally, I have like a decent mix with the game. I feel like in 5v5, I have way more chances to shine, for example, individual creative abilities.
Yeah.
And if 6v6, I felt more like I'm part of the team. My part of a role was more like just a whole small part of the game. So if I make a misstep, it doesn't mean as much as in 5v5 right now. In 5v5 right now, I feel like one mistake and you know you're gonna be punished for it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but from my experience, for some reason, it's way more difficult to carry in 5-on-5 than it was in 6-on-6. But I think that partly because they changed the ranking system. I think that's a big why. I think matches are more balanced across the board compared to 6v6. That's what I think.
Ooh, that's a yeah.
Because it's easier to find more balanced matches when it's only 10 players compared to 12.
I feel like it's called very neutral, and so I feel like a lot of people have 6v6 in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like 6v6 is getting a lot of hype purely because it's called nostalgic?
Yeah, I think so. I think that people remember the game when it was like 2017, which I agree are probably one of the best states of the game. But I think the main issue, I think the main issue is not 5 or 5 6v6. Like if you make the game 6v6 right now with all the changes that people want to see, it's not gonna fix the game. I think that what's gonna fix the game is just a complete fundamental change. The first thing is the approach with the heroes. The heroes are so bad since Brig. Like most of the heroes are absolute garbage. Brig, Mauga, like these type of heroes, like Venture, like they're so bad. They're so bad for game design. They're so bad for everything. Like where are the Genjis? Where are the Tracers in this game? Where are the simple stuff? Monkey, Winston, like why? Now you get a tank. He has 7 different abilities.
Like Venture was pretty good, no?
Well, yes, until you play against a bronze player and you're a GM player and all of a sudden he goes underground, you can't do anything against it. Also, Kiriko is really fun to play, but again, a Kiriko can just walk in your face and TP out. I think that's a pretty fundamental wrong game design. The fact that you can play a character and make a misplay and you go unpunished is ridiculous. Don't you think? Moira is hot garbage.
Moira, yeah. I feel like with Moira, she has to get a gel-free card, which means that like a lot of the supports got a lot more gel-free cards, I felt like.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Characters they created. Like, they just get fade, they can just fade, Kiriko can TP, battle for ammo. Yeah, I feel like it's getting a bit more out of hand, the utility, and like the movement people get.
Yeah, the game needs a lot of change. Like 6v6 not gonna fix the game. 5-on-5 is I don't think the game is great at the moment. Anyways, there needs to be a lot of change, a lot of fixes. I'm not gonna just say things out of my ass because it's something that I generally have to think about. I don't like to say things. They should do this when I haven't really thought about it. Like I would probably make like a very thoughtful video. I'm gonna like write it down and have a deep thought myself and just figure out how do I think the game can be better. But 6v6, 5v5 is such a surface level discussion that it adds absolutely nothing.
But if with one specific thing you could change right now, like one big change you could think of right now, what would you think that should be touched?
The first thing on top of my head is add more sound cues to doing things right and doing things wrong. For example, what I mean, like sometimes, let's say you're playing D.Va and you eat a pulse bomb. The D.Va says like, like num num. I don't know what she says. She says something.
Yeah, I know what she says.
Yeah, the headshot. Yeah, the nice try. The headshot sound kind of makes you feel like you're doing a good thing, right? Every time you hear the dink sound. But there's not enough sound to give you indicators if you're doing good things or bad things.
Yeah, for example, people like Roadhog, for example. If people shoot Roadhog, they feel like they're doing something because they get hit a sweet like the headshot noise. They're not inherently doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes if you're pressuring the Roadhog, if the Ana's in the open, and you should probably shoot the Ana, right?
Yeah, well, kind of. I think that it's the game is very nuanced with the specifics of what you should do in the game. But I think that using your abilities correctly, let's say you get a good nade in, maybe Ana can say something like, everybody's purple, like whatever. Get what I'm saying? Most of the development should be about game balance, making the game fun, not only to play but to watch. I think the biggest issue with the game is that nobody watches it. Nobody. The most viewers I've seen on Overwatch on Twitch was like 20K. If you look right now, we're probably like 15K, if I had to guess, right? Make the game more enjoyable to watch. If it's more enjoyable to watch, it's probably more enjoyable to play. So they kind of go hand in hand. If I were a developer, team leader, I would say, hey guys, how can we make Overwatch more watchable games, more enjoyable watching? If we can figure that out, we can probably make the game a lot better.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Of course, Abdita. You have a great one, man. Hello, Eli.
Yo.
How you doing? I see you making money you're on the move right now?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was in the car when you added me, but I'm on my desktop now.
All right. What's up, man?
Yes. So I think I have a tough question for you. So I'm 21. My life's going pretty well. I got a decent paying job.
Nice. Good for you.
I got a girlfriend.
Awesome.
And life's going pretty well. But the problem is my girlfriend hates when I play Overwatch. She hates when I'm on the game away from her. She's always like, you spend too much time, blah, blah, blah. It's a waste of time. And I'm like, I've communicated to her many times that, video games is a passion of mine. And, since I was 18, I've been chasing my dreams, trying to be a content creator and such.
Right.
With my pastime.
Mm-hmm.
But she always nags me and stuff like that when I do get on the game and try and improve.
Right.
So I don't know if it's going to make me look like a bad person, but I don't really care. So my question is, do I break up with her to continue to pursue my dreams?
Do you break up with her? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so it's like kind of more like a dating question, but I think that the main issue that you're facing is not that you play video games. So what bothers is not that you play video games. What bothers is that you're not with her, that you're like not making more time for her. And I have a very silly question. I mean, when I say silly, I think that it's like kind of there are also ladies in the chat that maybe can confirm. But do you think that girls like it when you spend too much time with them? In your opinion, in your logical opinion.
I'm kind of red pill, so I'd say too much time is a turn off for them.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with red pill. Like it's just
that's just where I've heard it from, I guess. I don't know.
Right, but it's just life experience. I mean, I can tell you from my life experience that so let's think about this logically. Let's not use like phrases like red pill, manosphere. Let's just like talk logically.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I got you. Sorry.
So. No, I mean, it's not the problem that you mentioned these things, but I think that people have just bad association with these terms, so let's just like talk logically.
Okay.
The fact that you can spend a lot of time with your girl, for example, right? What does it mean about you? That you are not doing what?
If I'm spending all my time with her, I'm not pursuing my goals, I guess.
Right. And like one of the first things that when girls say, what I like about men, what do they say? That he's what?
Himself? I don't know. Provider? I don't know.
Well, himself is a good word. That he's ambitious, that he's motivated, that he's working towards his goals, right?
Right.
When you're ambitious and motivated and working towards your goals, it can't go hand in hand with spending all day with your chick.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So what generally speaking, and I'm gonna sound like a complete like red pill guru here, but what women say and what women do is like completely different things. Two different things. So I'm telling you right off the bat, my advice has nothing to do with a breakup, but generally speaking, with every relationship, you have to set boundaries. Boundaries are super important. Like
so I should just focus more on setting the boundaries more, be more firm with that. Okay.
Yeah. Just say that's the thing. That these are my goals. That are the things that I'm. But you have to make sure. By the way, this is not just a conversation. You know, just because you say I want to be a content creator and just play Overwatch 5 hours a day and making nothing out of it doesn't mean that you're pursuing your goals. You're just basically scamming. You're scamming her, and you're basically scamming yourself as well, right?
Right.
But if you have a goal, make sure that you're actually working towards it. And if your girlfriend doesn't want to be there when you're on the come up, well, don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife, right?
All right. No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I just tell you from my own experience, man. I think that generally speaking, the dating world, people make it complicated, but it's very easy to maneuver. Like, it's super simple. Like, don't overcomplicate it, man.
Okay. All right, yeah, I appreciate that.
All right, Eli. Have a great one. Keep making moves, brother.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yo, what's up, Kiwi?
Hello.
Hello, Kiwi. How you doing?
I'm okay.
So what do you want to talk about today, Kiwi?
Well, I hope this isn't an NPC question, but I struggle a lot with my confidence as soon as I rank up.
Okay.
Do you have any advice?
The question is why? Like when you say I struggle with my confidence, can you be a little more specific? Like, is there something that you tell yourself? Is there something that you feel when you rank up?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel something like within me that just tells me in my head like you're so much worse than all these players. I don't know why. Like I submitted a VOD last week to Rank Up Academy, and like I got reviewed and Lies said like I played phenomenally. I ranked up, and the second I hit plat 4, I was like, oh no, I'm so much worse. And then I'm back down. I don't know why. Okay,
wouldn't you think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy? You tell yourself that you're bad and you can't handle, like you handle these people in the lobby and you just lose?
Yeah, it's like if I go in and my first pick doesn't work, it's like the whole game just goes downhill. Like it just immediately, I just convince myself I'm worse.
Well, it's because like your assumption is just incorrect. Like the reason why you're in that lobby is because all the people in that lobby are pretty close in skill to you. Some might be a little bit better, but some might be a little worse. That's how matchmaking works, right?
Yeah, I suppose, but it's just like an internal thing. I could just sense that I'm just going to lose this game because I've convinced myself I'm trash.
Have you had that feeling? What is your rank right now?
Well, plat 5.
Okay, so when you said that you climbed to plat from gold, I'm assuming, right? When you were in gold, did you feel the same way that these people are like they're better? Like when you climbed from silver to gold, I'm saying. Did you feel the same way?
I started in gold. I placed in gold. I then went up to plat 3, and then I climbed back down to plat 5, and now I'm like stuck on the boundary on plat 5 and plat 4.
Oh, okay. So it's you can't really answer that question. So the thing is, like, there are two ways to approach it. The only way for you to feel comfortable playing with plat players and thinking they're no better than you, just spend a lot of time playing with plat players, and then you realize you'll see that with your own experience. You'll see, oh, okay, these guys are not hot. They're just like me, you know. Some of them are a little bit better, some of them suck more. And the second thing, you can be like fake it until you make it, you know? Like be, oh, you know what? I am as good at, like I am better than these guys.
Yeah, so you're just saying just stick with it and hopefully one day I'll gaslight myself into thinking I'm better.
Yeah, but it's all about like being excited. Why aren't you excited? Like let's say you are the worst person in the lobby. Let's say that you are the worst person in the lobby and these players are good. Why wouldn't you be excited to play against better players?
Because I don't want to lose. I want to be better. I want to carry.
You want to be better. In order to be better, you have to lose. These things go hand in hand.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, because losing is the learning opportunity. Most of the time when you win, you assume that you did good, so there's no learning there. Only the real good players can, like when they win, they'll say something, you know, I did win, but I did mess up here. I did f up this play.
Yeah, okay.
Just be excited for a challenge. Be excited to play against better players. So I remember when I used to play and I hit some ranks. Like I remember my first time I played in I hit GM for the first time, right? And back in the day, GM and top 500 used to be like there was a big disparity, right? I was in a GM lobby, just GM, and And in the game against me, there was like 2 top 500 players. I was, damn, these are top 500, you know? They're so much better than me. I'm so excited. I probably gonna get trashed, but hey, let's see why I'm going to get trashed. It was very excited for me to play against better players. Like right here, when I was out of the country, I stepped in the boxing gym. The first person that the coach showed me, hey, you guys are gonna spar against this pro fighter. He's a pro fighter. I have no chance, but hey, I was excited.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay.
So try to gaslight yourself into being excited playing against really good players.
I'll try my best.
Is that it, Kiwi?
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. You have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you.
Hello, Dylan.
Hello.
How you doing, Dylan?
Hey, Albert. I'm good. How are you?
Great. I can hear myself. Am I like on speakers or like maybe the monitor?
Yeah. I'm kind of running a budget little setup here. If it's too obnoxious,
no, it's fine. It's fine.
If it's too obnoxious, I don't need to do this.
No, it's cool. It's cool, man. You're here. I moved you up. Let's have a conversation.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. So, something you said to Angry Italian earlier. I just want to make sure I got it right. You said the only way to help others is to help yourself.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, it also very coincidentally, speaking to Eli earlier, I had a similar question.
Mm-hmm.
So, I find that there's a lot of situations where you can do good things and, spend time with family and stuff like that. But what I run into is, they want me to do those things at the detriment of learning a skill, accomplishing a goal, or completing a task. And I was wondering if, you have any experience with that, because the way I see it is, okay, maybe once I get to that point, I'll have the time to kind of sit back and relax. But now, while we're young and have the opportunity, just, go after it. So what would you say?
I just want to clarify the question. You're saying that you specifically are trying to do good things for yourself, and the people that are stopping you sometimes are your own family that are supposed to have, you have your own benefit. Is that what you're asking? Or is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So not even mostly my family, but in-laws and stuff like that. I'll be married here pretty soon. So
can you give me an example, Dylan? Can you give me an example of something that you want to do, and what is the reaction? It will be just better for me to answer that question that way.
Yeah, man. So they live pretty far away, and they'd like me to go visit them a little more often. And I tried to,
Okay.
but that'd be like a 6-hour round trip, probably 2 or 3 days worth of stuff, and not being from home, there's an opportunity cost there to work on goals that are specifically to work on here with what I'm used to. So just wondering if you had any experience with something like that.
Oh, so you're saying that's you need to do things and they just want you to visit more often. Well, if they want to visit more often, it's a good thing. They like you. Wouldn't you say so, Dylan?
No, I think it's a great thing. I just, kind of going back to Eli's thing, I know that they're not all women necessarily in a romantic relationship, but it's, I think there's a threshold of spending enough time with them and then too much for an opportunity cost for goals.
You're right. The thing is, you have to make your time respected. I'll give you an example for myself. Probably when I was growing up playing video games and I wanted to be a pro player, who were my 2 biggest haters? Can you guess?
Your 2 biggest haters growing up playing video games?
Yeah, wanting to be pro.
Mom and dad.
Yeah, you're right. And now that I've made a living out of it, and I do good for myself. Who do you think are my 2 biggest supporters?
I would once again guess mom and dad.
Yeah, that's just kind of. That's. I'll explain how it relates. So back in the day, when I was just playing video games and not doing much with myself, when I was a lot younger, outside of playing video games, every time they needed something, they would just ask me for it, right? Why? Because I had a lot of what?
Time?
Yeah, a lot of free time, right? So they would ask me, and if I sometimes would argue and say no, but they would always say something that was completely true. They would say, yes, but you're not really doing anything, which was correct. Absolutely correct. But now they don't ask me for a lot of favors because they know that I do things with my time. There's a lot of, I have limited time in my day, and I'm usually doing something with it, something that is important, right? And the more important your time is, the less people want to kind of take you away from that time. So what I'm saying, the more busy you are for doing better things for yourself, and when you do better things for yourself, also by extension, you do better things for, your loved ones, they'll kind of quote unquote bother you less. And I'm not saying that they're bothering you by wanting to spend more time with you, but they would see that they would understand you not hanging out with them very often. They would probably not ask you to hang out very often because they know, hey, Dylan's pretty busy doing his own.
That makes sense, man. So I guess one thing I can work on is maybe be a little bit more apparent with what it is what it is I'm doing whenever I couldn't theoretically spend that opportunity cost with them.
Right, but he can't lie about it. That's the thing. It's something you can't fake, you know? So you have to do something, right? You have to level up yourself because leveling up yourself will take more time. And I'm not saying that you're like you're low level or something, but I'm saying that you can always be better, right?
Yes, of course.
Right.
So I appreciate it. I just I'd like to say one more thing real quick, man.
Yeah, of course.
The reason I like watching you is because I'm sure you've heard a quote that goes something along the lines of your closest 5 friends are who you become a combination of. Mm-hmm. And I find that figure extends even into the online space and who you view.
I agree with you, 100%.
So I like watching you and people of similar mind who add value and teach things. I'd say 99.99% of creators don't do that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I really appreciate what you do, and it's very much worth the time. So I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Dylan. I appreciate you being here and having conversation, man. You have a lovely rest of the day, a lovely rest of the night, man. And go kick some.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Of course. What's up, Volo?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bit of both Overwatch and life advice.
Sure.
I'll start with Overwatch. So I have a tendency, so I'm like stuck in Diamond Masters, I'd say.
Okay.
Just trying to get to Masters. I have a feeling like, so I started Overwatch in Overwatch 1, I was Bronze. I worked my way up to Diamond.
Thanks for the sub,
seriously.
Masters.
But the thing is, it's like now I'm hovering around Diamond Masters, and I've been there for a while. I did look for coaching. I'm not opposed to it, but the thing is, I'm trying to I want to improve by myself, if that makes sense. Like, I know coaching is like a way to enhance like your gameplay a lot quicker, but like I feel like I'll get better satisfaction if I learn it by myself, if that makes sense.
Oh, it's like a satisfaction thing?
Yeah.
Okay, but I do have a question. When you have your car destroyed, for example, like you're something that your engine got up in the car, do you just like by yourself, like, I want to get more satisfaction fixing the engine by myself, or do you go to the mechanic?
Okay, yeah, I see your point. We go to the mechanic, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to take away from the fact that it's like it's a satisfaction thing, but man, everyone who wants to become good at something and he has the money, he obviously gets somebody to help him. But it doesn't matter what it is.
Agree, yeah.
Right? Most people who say they want to learn by themselves are usually divided into two categories. Number one, they don't have the money for coaching, which coaching in Overwatch really doesn't cost a lot of money, man. Compared to anything else in the world, any other hobby in the world will cost you significantly more than coach 1v1 Overwatch. Or in the gaming, I mean, I can say any other games because I haven't really looked at their prices, but yeah. And the second one is that they don't want to spend money on Overwatch because it's not as important. But if it's something is not as important, why do you care so much about getting better in the game anyways?
I would say I would fall into category 2 because I do have other priorities on my mind, which is just a side hobby I have. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know, I just strive to be better. Like, it's not really fun staying in the same rank. Like you said, you should be excited to go against better players, even though it's not fun to get stomped.
Yeah.
There's always a learning thing you can look for in getting stomped.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, right, is that at the end of the day, your time costs money. Money is time. You probably have heard that phrase,
yeah.
Right? If I can get something done in an hour by paying $20 to do it instead of doing it myself and saving $20 and it's take me 5 hours, I'll pick the first option every single time. I mean, it sounds pretty logical, right? That's why most people have cars. They can use a bike, they can drive a bus, but it just takes longer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's like, for me, what coaching is about. They explained to somebody who was here before you is that Wake Up Academy, for example, we make you save a lot of time. So you're and also, like, more importantly, with the satisfaction part, it's sometimes really difficult for a player single-handedly to understand if what he's doing is good or bad. Like, how can he know that he made a good play or bad play?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Like, the only way to really figure that out, which is kind of shooting myself in the foot here, is to get advice from someone better.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a comparison. You can like watch pro players and see, okay, do they do what I do? Do I do what they do? Right? But again, it's like you invest a lot of time, a lot of hours into that. Like just watching a person's VOD is like just watching a pro player's VOD. Just one game overall probably takes like 30 minutes. Action is the only thing that is going to get you better. Theory means nothing without practicality. You can be the most knowledgeable person in the world, but with all the knowledge, without action, you will stay homeless.
Agreed. Yeah.
So just take the first step, and the first step is always the most difficult one, but you have to do it. And I promise you, everything that you do at the beginning is gonna suck. It's gonna suck. Your results are gonna be bad. Remember, first games of Overwatch, you probably like silver or gold, right?
Yeah. Aside from bronze.
Yeah, you were a horrible player once you first started playing, but the more you played and the more you did, the more action you took, all of a sudden you managed to climb up to diamond. It's the same thing with anything in life. But the decision to queue up and learn from it was the best decision you could have made in your Overwatch career.
Yeah, I feel like the way I went from bronze to diamond is I surrounded myself with better players and videos, but now everyone's kind of like roughly the same rank as me. They were all previously GM, but I don't really believe that no more.
Don't worry about
like
other players, man.
Like you say, actions speak louder than words, and now they're all like diamond players because of their rank fluctuation and reset.
Yeah. So that will be my advice. Well, we have to move on with other people who are waiting, but I had a great conversation.
Right, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
You have a great one. Hello, Alex.
Hello. It's like I was watching the stream.
How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good.
I don't know if I can beat a GM Zimmer. I don't know. Maybe.
I just got home and I saw you streaming and there was not a lot of people in voice, so I decided to join.
Nice. Good to have you, man.
Is there a time limit on? I have a few different questions.
Preferably keep it short. Yeah, preferably.
Okay, it's because I have a few different. Like I wanted to ask you about your opinions on some things. It's not really about me. I don't know if that's the whole theme. I have not watched a lot of the NPC hours videos.
You can talk about anything you like. You can say, "Oh, awkward. I think that you're stupid." Oh, awkward. I blah blah blah. What do you think of that?
I think you're very stupid, awkward. No, I don't. But so first, I wanted to ask. Oh, also, please do tell me if I'm taking too much time. I have one question and I want to finish off with. I would want to know your thoughts on Spylo. I feel like you and his teaching style are very different, but they both have very good benefits. So I just wanted to ask you. I don't know if you've seen any of his coaching videos or like the way he teaches people.
Well, I've watched a little bit of what he does. I think that out of most content creators and most coaches, he's probably one of the good ones. But I do have the problem that I have with him, just like I have with like it's not specifically his coaching, like I have with other content creators, is they're too afraid to step on other people's toes, and that's something that I think as a coach is something that you
should not be afraid to do.
Yeah, coaching needs conviction at the end of the day, man. Like you if you need to be a coach, people need to respect what you're saying. You need to have your values, you need to you need to have your boundaries, and all of these things should be clear, right? Like to me, I'm not saying Spylo, but I'm just saying in general, like a lot of coaches that I met, like would just sit there on Discord and just laugh with the players. No, you're not supposed to sit and laugh with me, man. You're my coach. I'm supposed to kind of like, you are the guy.
Critical.
Exactly. You're the guy that needs to make me better. You're not supposed to be sending me memes. You're not supposed to talking to me about
your handle giving criticism and taking it.
Pretty much. You're supposed to be the grown adult.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about stepping on people's toes is that my problem with a lot of content creators is that like it feels like they almost don't have an opinion. Right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but because if you don't tell people what they're doing wrong, like you are doing this wrong, they're gonna be afraid to step out. If you're not telling that you have a mental, you need to they're not gonna understand. You need to get some things through with a bit more force.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like most people, like obviously everyone believes their thing, right? Most people on the internet are afraid to say what they believe in because they're afraid to be criticized for it, and that's fair point, but it's hard for people to connect with you that way. or at least the audience that you attract is going to be your downfall. Most people don't understand that, but it's fine. But what I'm saying is that when you don't share your opinion publicly and you're only basically like saying the opinions of what the people that watch you believe, at the end of the day you become a slave to your audience. You basically believe what they believe.
Because you're forced to feed what they want to hear. If you don't go out of your way, you're not running a loop.
Exactly. And if we're talking about coaching, and again, I'm not going to say this specifically about Spallo because I don't know him enough, but I would say that a lot of coaches that I've seen, they do exactly that. So how can I trust somebody to coach me when his opinion can easily be manipulated and shifted?
I see what you mean. Yeah. I wanted to ask also, is there a certain life philosophy or maybe even a religion that you follow or kind of shape your thoughts around?
I'm not very religious. I mean, it's not just life philosophies. It's just like experience, I would say. I think that I think that sometimes knowing the right answer is difficult. So I kind of came up with something that I also tweeted about, is that I think that coming with the right answer or the perfect answer is very difficult, but coming up with the worst answer is very easy. So for example,
I see what you mean.
You know, like, what exercises should I do? Sometimes could be a difficult answer, especially if you're a newbie in the gym, right?
Yeah.
But the worst thing you can do is sit on your couch and not work out. So that's pretty easy to avoid.
Yeah.
You know?
I see what you mean.
So that's something that sometimes I ask myself, right? I know that for a fact that taking action is the most important thing, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what exactly you do. There's always going to be a bit, like, usually it's going to be very difficult to nail the perfect decision, but no decision is the worst, or the decision to do nothing is always the worst. So I avoided doing nothing, for example. Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
And if you fail, it's a learning opportunity. With that, we have to move on with other people. And if you don't be afraid to fail, it's like one of the best ways to learn.
Yeah.
Life is you can't win all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Of course not.
The wins also are sweeter after you lose. So. Alex, you have a great one, my friend.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. What's up, French fries?
Okay. So hello.
I
have questions. My first question is, when it comes to comp in Overwatch, as a warning, I am low rank. I'm silver 3 support.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, what is the difference when my tank overextends or if they're making space?
What is the difference to you?
Yeah.
To you, there shouldn't be any difference. Just assume that everything that he does is just making space. Why? Because there's no benefit to assume otherwise, right?
Right.
Let's say you know for a fact my tank is just overextending and feeding. Okay, so what? So how do you think is the only way for you to win a fight when your tank is feeding and overextending? Number one, you say he's feeding, overextending, and then you go back, and then just like, the enemies just kill the tank, and then they eventually kill your team because they have a numbers advantage. Or two, oh, my tank is feeding, let's try to use the opportunity to maybe get a pick off of him feeding and distracting enemies.
Oh, okay. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, that's it's like turning water into wine. You have to understand that, like, there's really no benefit of looking at mistakes in a way that you cannot capitalize on. Why? Because even if somebody is fitting, you can find something that you can manage by him fitting. And if somebody obviously is jumping off the map at the beginning of the round, there's nothing you can do about it. Or it is what it is. Just wait 10 minutes, the game's gonna be over, and you go next. All right.
I appreciate it.
Of course, man. You keep doing your thing, man. Keep ranking up. I'm excited to see you in silver, brother. In gold, I mean. Sorry, you're silver right now. Have a great one, French fries.
You too.
Chris Roney.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, my friend.
Okay. I wanted to reach Diamond for the first time.
Okay.
I started to play Overwatch and now I have it, so it thanks to you and for your content. But I have a problem. I don't understand this, and I'm curious about your opinion. When I have bad days in game, it's just feel like nothing succeed.
Okay.
And in this case, I just lose my motivation of playing this game, and I don't know why. Do you have any idea or advice, or what can it be? Because I like to play this game, but I don't know why this is happening. So
well, you don't know why you lose motivation when you're having a bad day. I know why, because it sucks to lose. Of course, you lose motivation.
it gets back about, I don't know, after a couple of hours. But
okay.
When it's, I know I should play more to become better, but I was feel like I have to play 12 hours a day to improve or something like this.
This is not true.
It is normal. I don't think so, because so I think it's not it's incredibly high or not.
I have a question for you, Krishoni. Do you think I have bad days?
I think everybody has bad days.
Exactly. What do you think is the difference between people who are at your rank, at the rank that you want to be at, compared to those who don't and those who quit?
If you don't give up, you earn your goal. I think, if it was your question.
Yeah, you're right. You don't give up. You say, "Oh, I had a bad day. It is what it is. Just a day. Come back tomorrow."
But I feel like I don't really improve because I quit that day.
So what?
I feel like I should try to get over it or somehow, but I don't know how. Or should I feel my bad days? How do you say it? I don't know that word.
Well, when you say a bad day, what like when you say you have a bad game, what usually is the problem? Like, what do you think? You're not hitting shots?
Yes.
Oh,
because
okay.
I have been playing video games since I was like 6, and I'm now 34 years old. So I love gaming. My the FPS games was my first ones. So this is my favorite style.
Yeah, the reason why I asked, I just want to clarify something. The reason why I asked why you feel like you're having a bad day and it's because of your aim, is because it happens so much. The problem, I can give you a very easy solution. The problem is that you lose not because you're not hitting shots or having bad aim. It's because of the decisions that you make in the game. Okay? And if you understand that you having a bad day is not because of the shots that you take or your aim, you will start finding yourself more motivated to play because you understand that the fact that you're winning or not has nothing to do with your shots. I think the reason why you're not improving is because you're putting a finger on the things that are not going to help you improve. When you are having a bad day, you're taking the easy way out by saying, I'm having a bad day, I'm not hitting my shots, bye-bye, come back tomorrow. What you should do, Chrisoni, is when you're having a quote-unquote bad day, ask yourself, is my positioning good? Is the person that I'm shooting is good? Am I using my cooldowns correctly? And I promise you, all of a sudden, you will have a lot of answers to the problems in the game. And when you have a lot of answers to the problems in the game, you will feel way more motivated to fix them because you actually know what the issue is. Because when you say aim is the problem, it feels like there's nothing you can do about it. And that's why I call it the easy way out. You're basically throwing away every responsibility from yourself when you say the problem is with the aim. So start changing your mindset into, no, it's not my aim, it's my decision making. It's my game sense, as they call it. Ask yourself, am I making the right decision? What could have I done outside of hitting better shots to win this game? What would Awkward do to win this game? And the answer is not hit more shots necessarily. Yes, I hit more shots, but it's not why I'm winning so many games. Because there are people that can hit shots just like me that are stuck in diamond.
Okay, thank you very much for your time and take care.
Of course, Cristiano. Thank you for having a conversation, man.
Bye.
What's up, Staffy? You're going to be the last one.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks for dragging me in.
Of course.
I'm a little nervous, so if I like kind of stray away from what I'm trying to say, that's why. But
it's okay. You can always just pause and take a deep breath. It's fine.
So I liked what you said about aim. Were you talking to the last guest that was on?
Yeah.
I think that I would watch your unranked GMs, especially on Ana and Baptiste, and I would just think to myself, I was like, if I could just tweak my aim so I could hit more shots like Awkward, like I'd be winning. And you said to think about what would Awkward do, and I just think that was a very strong point, because with Ana, I'll be, losing my head over what I'm doing in game and, just generally playing unwell, and then I would ground myself, try to hit an anti, try to hit a sleep, and just ability utilization is awesome. So thank you for that.
Of course. I'm gonna be honest for everybody that is watching. What I'm saying is that even if you had the same aim as me, none of you will be even as half as good as me. It's not for you specifically; it's for everybody that is watching.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, your videos helped me go from like gold 1, plat 5 to diamond 1. Actually hit diamond 1 yesterday.
Nice, congratulations. Good, bro.
So thank you. Thank you. So last question I actually have, honestly the only real question, kind of a troll, but when are you doing the unranked to GM on Weaver?
That is something that there's going to be a lot of convincing from my audience is going to be needed for me to do it. Eventually, I plan to do every hero, but as you can see, I'm not doing only unranked to GMs because, well, don't want to be a one-dimensional creator. But as I said, it's gonna take a lot of convincing, man. It's not on top of my priority list, to just put it that way.
Fair enough. No, I was just honestly asking the troll. I've been watching for a few months, and honestly, it's inspirational. Honestly.
Thank you very much, Staffy.
Take care, man.
Take care.